Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Political Hot Seat. We are here tonight with candidate for 5th District Commissioner, Mr. Bill Dolan. Mr. Dolan, how is the campaign going? I notice in the 5th District hasn't been a whole lot of controversy between candidates. Going pretty good. I mean,
the candidates are acting like gentlemen, as it should be. The people don't want to see fighting. The people want to know, what are you going to do to make my life better, to help me, get through another day, and that's by, just what the town has done in the last couple of years. Well, I shouldn't say the last couple of years. This year there was no new taxes. The previous year it was a 3-2 vote to raise taxes, but I think just about everybody I talked to, even though the taxes were increased, their assessed value went down, taxes went down.
No, okay, well, that's got something to do with that 3% that the governor's, isn't there a 3%?
There's a 3% cap on what anybody can raise property taxes per year.
Right, okay. Now, over on Kellogg, we have what was designated as a park, and that's in District 5. When I bought my property back in the 1980s, that was designated to be a park. It's still just a piece of gravel with a bunch of tumbleweed and everything else growing on it, but what used to be a volunteer fire department, but it's a fire department now, sitting there. Is there anything they could do to actually improve that park to a park? Because as you know from District 5, I would say it's probably one of the biggest, most populated areas in all of Nye County.
It is very populous, and I'm glad you brought Kellogg Park up, because as you well know, that we have replaced the living quarters down there for the fire department, for the firefighters. The old one was just falling apart. Right. So we made that change down there. Matt Lewis and the Buildings and Grounds folks are working on the well and the lines as we speak, pretty much. We are also waiting. We contracted out to an engineering firm to come back to us with plans in 3 phases, I believe it was, and some costs to do some work and start creating that park down there. So I anticipate if they get their plans to us, the next 6 months, 6.5 months, that we will approve moving forward with the improvements on that park. Now, keep in mind, that is not tax dollars that's spent out there. That is room tax money that is collected on basically what's referred to as heads and beds in the hotels and in the RV spaces.
Okay, that does include the RV spaces when you say motel
yes.
tax or room tax or whatever.
Now there is a plan there that if you come here and stay more than 30 days, you're only paying room tax for the first 30 days. So the folks that come in for 6 months at a time or 4 months at a time who are snowbirds, referred to as snowbirds, they're only paying a very small portion. It's the RV lots that people come and go. They're here a day or two, passing through, and they leave. And all of the hotel rooms, of course, are covered under that.
Okay, well, I brought that up because, I've lived in the same place for 20 years now, but I bought the property back in the 80s, and I've seen that area grow. I used to go out back and shoot my gun and target practice. Now I can't. I go out back. I got neighbors every place. Somebody probably complain if I did it, but
probably,
yeah. But the thing is I've seen that whole area increase. You got Mountain Falls, you got Artesia, you got Cottonwoods, you got all the area south of Kellogg there, and it's all housing, and there's a lot of children now. I don't have any children, so in no way this actually benefits me. A lot of people accuse me of saying these things because I'll benefit from it, but it's not really, But the thing is I just thought, well, if this has been designated a park that long, and it seems like whenever town board talks about parks, they never mention that. And I think, let's open up a new park and let's do this, let's do that. And I think, well, what about that one sitting down there?
And that was looked at this year. And the consensus was that there was no parks other than Mountain Falls and Artesia parks for the residents south of Game Bird. So we took a hard look at Kellogg Park, and that is why we commissioned the engineering firm to come back to us with these plans, with input from the residents. And there's a group down there. They call themselves, I believe, the Kellogg Park Committee. That they want to see it. A lot of folks down there are very, very active in it. They'd like to take shovels out there and just start turning dirt, but with a municipality, of course, you can't do that.
Well, I said one time I was going to take a bench over there and a barbecue and invite everybody in my family over to it, and we sit there and have a barbecue.
Actually, Oscar Eduardo, who's running for town board, went down there with a bunch of kids. We've had a couple promotions for volunteers to go down there and clean up. I believe there was 2 days that they went out there to clean up Kellogg Park. But let's explain what Kellogg Park's plans are, because I've been down there even when they've started some of this new construction and stuff. It's going to be a natural park, right? It's not going to be like a grass and,
Right, it'll be a natural park.
Yeah.
There'll be walkways, there'll be benches. Ultimately, we want to have a gazebo out there and different activities. That's a 40-acre parcel. We're dealing with 16 acres right now for the first 3 phases, and that's a lot of land. So, but we're going to do it. We're going to get it started. That will be up to the county and the advisory board that's put in place afterwards to continue it. Same with Simpkins Park with the basketball court. That will be done very soon here, and we're hoping to have a ribbon cutting, Deanna. So be prepared to come out and spend a few hours with us.
There you go. What's going on with the Nye County Fairgrounds over there?
Nye County Fairgrounds are they're still moving ahead. As you all know, we use some grant money out there to move some dirt around and get the soccer fields ready. There is a development agreement that I just received today. I haven't even had a chance to crack the pages on it yet, between Nye County and the Raceway, which includes the town. But there's more than just the 3 players in there. You've got Valley Electric, you've got Utilities Inc. There's a lot of players in this. So we'll be looking at this and deciding Tuesday night what the plan of action is going to be as far as the town board's decision with what's been proposed, and if we want to ask for any changes.
We have a live call-in line, 727-8750, if anybody would like to call in and ask Bill Dolan some questions, or you can email me at deanna@kpvm.tv. Let's talk a little bit about Valley Electric, because they just did an expansion, and one of the things that they really brought to the table and spoke about, and a lot of people were very pleased with, is that they used a lot of local contractors for their expansion. As a matter of fact, when they did the interviews, they said like no other place that they, this company from Las Vegas had done interviews. Our contractors and our business people out here in Prump were recommending competitors, recommending each other, like, oh, well, this guy does really good drywall, even though I do plumbing, and they were recommending each other for the jobs for this Valley Electric expansion. Do you foresee us using more businesses locally? Are you really somebody who would rather go local, even if it's more money, to use local companies?
I've said that with different contracts that have come before the town board. There is several NRSs that cover this, and I don't have a problem paying a few $1,000s extra if it's going to keep the money local.
Because you did have a certain percentage over that. They had an advantage, like 10% over. If it's a local company, they can be a certain amount higher, right?
There's all kinds of, are you a preferred contractor? Are you not? Are you a veteran contractor that you can get different percentages on? Even with those applied, sometimes the Pahrump folks are several $1,000s or several $100s over. And again, I don't have a problem, but I'm just one vote.
All right, let's go to break now. We'll be right back after these messages.